Hi, I'm John Schreiber. For over 17 seasons, the New Jersey Performing Arts Center has been the state's premier home for both world-class and community-based performances. We pride ourselves on presenting something for everyone. That's why we're very proud to partner with the Caucus Educational Corporation to produce One-on-One with Steve Adubato at NJPAC. This special series features some of the very best talent New Jersey has produced. We're pleased to welcome them and you to the Arts Center.
Funding for this edition of One-on-One with Steve Adubato at NJPAC has been provided by the law firm of Gibbons PC, Hackensack University Health Network, the Fidelco Group, Cohn Resnick, providing accounting, tax, and advisory services for more than 90 years, Fedway Associates, New Jersey Natural Gas, proud to support education in our communities, and by Berkeley College.
This is One-on-One.
When you first heard that they were doing Charlie Rose and Gayle King, didn't you go, what?
People like laughing at others, so I don't mind if the other is me.
See, you go right into the character. That's what it is.
I'm bringing families together a half an hour each week. Man, I'm doing something special.
And so I do feel successful.
Frank, I feel it is a tremendous honor to be recording with you.
Thank you, Stevie. I feel the same. I'm very much into that tune you do with the Beatle kid. What's his name? The one that looks like a broad?
His name's Paul McCartney, Frank.
Yeah, that's the dude. Would you be so kind as to run down that song for me, Stevie, please?
Ebony and ivory live together in perfect harmony, side by side.
Stevie, hold it, Stevie. Now, something tells me that this is more than a song about playing the piano.
Frank, it's about racial equality and unity of all people.
Well, I don't understand. When I think Ebony, I think of a magazine that most people do not buy.
Hi, I'm Steve Adubato here at the New Jersey Performing Arts Center. You ready? You wanted him, you got him. Here he is. It's been a couple of years, but he's back. Joe Piscopo.
Great to see you, man.
Good to see you, buddy.
You look good, you movie star. Look at you.
Look better.
Look at you. No, am I holding up all right?
No, you look tremendous. By the way, can I do this?
Please.
80 to 85, you did that little show.
Yeah.
Saturday Night Live.
Oh, yeah, man.
You're spokesman for the Boys and Girls Clubs, New Jersey, Philadelphia, actor, entertainer, philanthropist. I saw you with my friend Maria Bartiromo over the Columbus Day parade on ABC. You were great.
3 hours to tell everybody how great Italians are, huh?
You needed 5.
You did. I said, we need all the help we can get. But I said, man, it was great. And Maria Bartiromo.
She's great.
I'm in awe of her because she's such a...
From CNBC.
Such a great example of everything that you can accomplish as an Italian-American woman. From Brooklyn, you know?
Absolutely.
And she's so smart and fun. And then we went to NIAF after that, Steve. We went to the National Italian-American Foundation. And we work, and there I am with Leon Panetta and a lot of the great Italian-Americans. So
slumming it, huh?
No. I tell you what, it was great. Well, you and then your dad, what you did in the North Ward, that whole history.
It's all good.
And you know what, if I may, if I could...
It's about you, so stop. Come on.
No, but I'm down in Washington, and I look, and I'm at the podium co-hosting with Maria, and I see all the Jersey contingency, Angelo Genova, you know, and then I see Joe Alessi, the mayor of North Caldwell, Bill Martini, the federal judge. This is our little rat pack that we have. It's our group that we have. Yeah. You know, we got Nikki Greco, Anthony Pope. These are all great people that we know and love. And so it's nice to see you, man. But we're always working. We got to hang out one night.
Hey, let me ask you something. Yeah, we used to hang out a little bit more back in the day.
Yeah, we weren't working.
Let me ask you something about work. You've had such an interesting career.
Well, you're being kind, but thank you.
But I'm serious about this. Yeah. The pressure to work, is it, I mean, obviously it's about money because we've got bills to pay. That's a big part. The other part of it, the art, the love of the art.
Yeah. It's the love of the craft. It really is. And not to get too serious, I mean, and yeah, and I keep having children. I'll be working until I'm 107.
Could you describe because Joey's how old now?
Huh? Joey? 30-something. He told me.
And you got a couple other kids.
Oh, I have children in New Jersey at every exit.
Okay, you ready for this?
That joke.
No, stop. He does. He's got 5 kids. Now your daughter, 2.5, is, what's her name?
Yeah, Charlie, we call her Charlotte. Charlie Ray.
Charlie Ray.
Yeah, cutest little thing.
2.5.
Yeah, man.
And then you got Joey at 30, and you got 5 kids.
Then I got 14. I got Michael turned 11. I can't believe it. And Olivia's turning 9. You know, so it's great. And you know what? My goal, as you know, and we've talked about this off camera. I want to be the Anthony Quinn of New Jersey. I want to be.
But you, hold on. Oh, stop screwing around. You were named Father of the Year a couple times.
Yeah. So
by whom?
You know what? By the New Jersey Council for Children's Rights, which was a great group, and by the National Father's Day Council. So that was an honor for me.
It's a big deal.
You know, we always joke around. I always joke about me, you know, dating and the divorce and everything like that.
Date?
No, God, no, I didn't. That's the problem. I'm trying to make up for it now.
No, I heard.
I said.
I heard you used to
You don't
date.
have enough beautiful women around here, Steve.
No, listen,
oh my gosh!
These are talented, professional public television producers.
That's exactly what's going to be the next thing I was going to say. It was great.
Leave it at that.
So I.
That's what, you know, let me tell you something. I come back over here. Never have friends on the show. Never have friends on the show.
All good. It's all good. And this is beautiful. And NJ Pack, too.
Yes.
I was here with
venue.
Mr. Ray Chambers, our mentor, you know.
Great philanthropist.
And then Mark Burson and all the guys that started out. This great. Look at this. Oh, and here you are shooting the show out of it. It's great.
Cut a good deal.
I love to go out and hit the road. I'm in the blue collar show business. I sweat on stage. I think of my grandfather Rosario, came from Avellino to this town.
Avellino, we should let folks know, is outside of by Naples.
That's right in
the region.
A little town in Avellino, Prato la Sera.
Right.
Your family from Avellino as well?
Avellino, exactly.
Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah. So they all came to Newark, and then I think how my father, of course, was an attorney. My uncle and all my uncles were engineers and very talented. I don't know what happened to me, Steve.
How'd they react to you when you said? Because Joe was in trouble a lot in school. We should make it clear. Joe was in trouble a lot. He was asked directly to leave the classroom a few times.
8 times I got kicked out of school.
Got it. When you said, I want to do this for a living, the reaction in your family was?
You know what? My mother said go to law school. And to this day, I regret not going to law school. My father, God bless him, in the 30s, went to Rutgers, went in this town, went to Rutgers. And my father never pushed law. Never. He was the greatest. Pasquale Giuseppe, Joe Piscopo. He's the real Joe Piscopo, my old man. And he practiced in Passaic all those years, and then Clifton. Never pushed me. Never said, hey, you got to go to law school. Nothing. So when I wanted to go to entertainment, Mom said, you know, you might want to take a law school, but they were so supportive. And by the grace of God, I hit it pretty quickly. I was in the improv for almost 5 years. That was a long time. With Larry David, with Jerry Seinfeld, with everybody coming up, you know. And then I went to SNL right after that, so it was kind of quick. So I was fortunate, but they never pushed it, you know what I mean? And all I want to do is be working stiff like I'm doing now, man. We go around all around North America, and I have a blast doing it, you know, I love it.
But you know what's so interesting, because you're still doing it now, but I know, because I've been in Joe's shows, how many people still want to see stuff that they saw? Because we saw the clip bumping into the segment. It was a great clip from, I think it was 84-ish, pretty sure. Right, with you and the other guy from Bergen County, Eddie Murphy, right?
Yeah, man.
He did okay. He's playing Stevie Wonder. You're playing Frank Sinatra and the piano, and you're there. Fabulous. You guys knew you had something, lightning in a bottle, when?
You know, you don't know it at the time. That's a great observation, Steve. You don't know it at the time. You just do it. You just do it because it's more survival to get your material on the air.
Right.
So, did we know it?
They don't write in brilliance.
Yeah. You know, I think I knew it when we were on the air live, and then there I was with the great Eddie Murphy, this comic genius. And here I just wanted to be a working guy, the utility guy on the show. I never wanted to be a star, yet you hooked up with this comic genius, this young kid, whip smart. When we were on the air and we were live, and we had, you know, 10, 20 million people watching, that's when I felt it, only at that moment. Afterwards, I was worried about what am I going to do next week? Right. You know, and as you lead up to the show, you're worried about what am I going to do? How are we going to write this? When they wrote Ebony and Ivory, I don't think I mentioned to you, but I was afraid of offending the old man because it was my task.
By the old man, we mean Frank Sinatra.
That was my purpose.
Well, you are old school.
I'll tell you what, I know. I actually, you know.
I know what you're talking about. But did you ever get any communication from either him or, dare I say, his emissaries?
No. You know what? I do.
By the way, what are you guys laughing about when I said that?
I do.
Did he have emissaries?
No.
They could find you if they wanted to.
In a second.
And did you ever get any communication?
Oh, he sent me a personal invitation, and I do this in my show, to go to the Friars Club for a roast of Dean Martin. That's where I met the old man, at the Waldorf in New York.
Come on, give it up.
I'm in my office, and you know, again, I tell the story at length on show, but for just to be
PBS version.
Yeah, the shortened version is I get an invitation, all gold embossed, Joe Piscopo. I open it up. You were invited to the roast of D. Martin. Master of Ceremonies, Frank Sinatra. I ran into Eddie's office. I go, whoa, oh, I got invited. Look at the old man. I didn't have a tuxedo. I'm from Bloomfield. I'm gonna go to the Waldorf. I'm gonna go see the old man, and you know, and it was true. I walk in, and I got a tuxedo. Go in, and I saw Dean Martin, and I saw Sammy Davis. Talked with Sammy. It was a thrill. And then Cabot, long story short, Steve, I think you probably know the story, but Dick Cabot, who is brilliant on television, Letterman, Cabot, Adubato, and Carson. Am I right?
Stop. Everybody got the joke, so go ahead.
No, but Cabot was brilliant. We hung around with him at the time, took me by the arm, and I didn't know where I was going. And this is all true. And I stop, and I look up, and there's the old man. Blue eyes. Now, here's the way it really happened. He looks at me. I don't think it registered who I was or what I was doing, but he put his hand out. Hey, and Joe Piscopo, Frank Sinatra. Hey, and he's looking around like he didn't focus on it. And I went, phew, I got away with it. I walked away. I changed it a little bit on stage for dramatic license.
Yes.
But cut to the podium. The old man introduces me. He goes like this, Steve. He goes, here's a kid from New Jersey. He's brilliant, he's wonderful, he's got impeccable taste with the people he chooses to impersonate. This is the old man talking about me. I'm sweating. I got every huge star from Milton Berle, you know, everybody from the old days. I go up to the podium, and the old man's sitting down there. This is the way it really happened. And I go, you know, my favorite song that you did, Mr. Sinatra, I Don't Stand a Ghost of a Chance with You.
Right.
It's an old song, esoteric song. And I start. I go to the mic to 2,000 people. I don't stand a ghost of a chance with you. I do the whole thing. He looks at me like this. He's smoking. He goes, that's pretty good. Like that. He goes, that's pretty good. I go, hey, can I call you Frank? He goes, no. Like, is that great? Boom. Biggest laugh of the night. I knew. It was like, you know, you're a good kid, but don't try to upstage me, pal.
Oh, that's great.
That's the way it really happened.
And Jilly liked it too.
Jilly was my buddy.
I knew that.
Yeah, Jilly was my buddy. He had his eye out. Remember Jilly had his eye out like this?
Remember we did Jilly's, he opened later on. That was a big night.
How fun was that, Steve?
I'm two inside. Ready for this? Can you do the Boys and Girls Clubs real quick before I let you go?
Thank you.
Come on,
Thank you. We are very, very excited. You know, Susan Hall, our new CEO. Now we have the Concert for Kids. We are raising money for all the Boys and Girls Clubs across New Jersey. These are stars. These children are stars. Steve, you know. You guys wrote the book and blazed the path with Ray Chambers on how to give back. I didn't know. I came up. I'm following in your guys' path. What you do at the North Ward Center. The Boys and Girls Club is a great organization. We want everybody to come to the events to help support the individual clubs. We got nailed in Sandy. Some of the clubs got flooded. We lost a bus. So we continually try to raise funds. It's not easy nowadays, but the kids are the story. We help not only at-risk children, but children who have parents who have to work to pay the bills. So thank you for letting us get the plug out. And in Philly too, we help out in Philly too. But the Boys and Girls Club of New Jersey is a great organization, and there, but for the grace of God, go I, because I had my parents. A lot of these kids don't have parents, so we always appreciate that.
You and I used to joke about this. Joey benefits.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. You're looking at him.
You know what? But people, Joe and I used to tease about this because what he didn't get asked to do, I got asked to do, and back and forth for benefits. And
true is that.
And I said there are only two of us, but they're for good causes, and there are other great people out there who do a lot of good things.
Yeah, man.
But you do love hosting those events and giving back, right?
You know what? The joke goes, as Steve and I always joke around. You got a charity, I got a tuxedo. I come early, I stay late. You know, it's like Joey Benjamin, and they always expect you're just going to show up, give you the night, and if you can, you do. But a lot of the time you can't.
And when you can't, they're mad. Like, who does he think he is?
Oh, yeah, I'll tell you.
Who does he think he is?
We want to honor you. We want to honor you.
What's the cost? 10 grand?
Yeah.
I'm sorry, this is way too inside.
No, but it's true, though. We like to help out who we can when we can. It's what we do as Italian-Americans from New Jersey.
Finally, people come to see your show. What do they expect?
You know what? You go to joepiscopo.com, check it out. We have a blast.
joepiscopo.com, go ahead.
Yeah, or Facebook and on Twitter. But particularly on Facebook, you can follow me, and we go all around North America, and we have a blast doing it. And I bring the music. I go with Joe Muccioli. I've had the honor of working with Vincent Falcone, who worked with Mr. Frank Sinatra. So we go out, we do music, and we do comedy. Accidentally reinvented myself, my friend. accidentally backed into this show that we do, which is comedy and music, but by the grace of God, it works out great, and we're working all the time. Every weekend I go out, single father, Sunday to Wednesday. You know, look at this guy, how good he looks.
Stop,
but
stop.
dedicated father. But dedicated father.
You got to do what you do.
You know what? But me too. On Sunday to Wednesday, I'm with those kids, and then we go and we nail it on the road. And I live for it. I love it. And the older I get, the more I dig it, man. So
Thanks,
we invite
Mr. Mom.
everybody to come see the show.
Thanks, Mr. Mom.
Yeah, you know, you too, man.
During the week. Listen, you're the best, Joe. I love you.
I love you too, Stephen. Great to see you.
Okay.
Thanks, man.
The incomparable Joe Piscopo.
Oh.
Thank you, Joe.
It's over already?
See, it's over already.
That was quick.
Get out of here. See you after this.
If you would like more information on this program, or if you'd like to express an opinion, email us at info@caucusnj.org. Visit us online at oneonone.org, or find us on Facebook at facebook.com/Steve Adubato, PhD.
Yeah, he's back. We had him before, but now we have him at the Performing Arts Center here. NJ Pack, Warren Zanes, writer, musician, educator. Good to see you, man.
Thank you for having me.
Tom Petty, you working on a bio?
I'm working on a bio. These things take a long time. Like the bio writer of the Rolling Stones, Keith Richards, went to him and said, that took longer to write than the Bible. And I think I'm matching up.
Tell folks about Tom Petty, why it's worth that much time and why he's so interesting to you.
Well, as a comparison point, Bruce Springsteen is a guy who knows how to situate himself for you. Tom Petty's a much quieter presence, but of the same generation, has had an enormous impact. You know, there are a lot of young people who identify quickly with Petty, even though he's in his 60s at this point. But I think they grew up in the Renaissance period of rock and roll. And it really, American culture was changing at such a rapid rate, and rock and roll is such a big part of it, that if you want to understand American history and American culture, these guys are very important.
Where'd you grow up?
Springsteen, Petty. Grew up in New Hampshire.
Musical family.
Musical family, but we weren't like the Von Trapp family in any respect. We weren't singing together until I joined my brother's band. Most important thing.
Tell folks about your brother.
My brother, well, we were in the Del Fuegos together for about 5 years until I left and we stopped talking, and then we started talking again. But he does family music. Yeah, family and bands can really do that.
Yeah, right?
There's a lot.
Now, we had John and Bucky Pizzarelli in here earlier. You saw them, right?
Yeah.
They get along great. That's all fun. But that doesn't always work that way, right?
Well, they get along great in front of you, but I just saw them arguing in the parking lot.
They were fighting in the parking lot, right? But because Dan, right?
Yeah.
That's your brother?
Older brother.
You're kidding.
4 years older, you know.
But it's so interesting with your career, because it's not just that you're a talented musician and writer, but you're an aficionado on so many levels. But you also bring people into music and try to get people interested in music. Talk to folks about your background in that way.
Yeah, well,
a curator of this stuff.
Yeah, I worked at the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame as their VP of Education and Programs, and I've always been writing about music since I started writing. But I think the two big threads are I played it, and I went and I got my PhD and started writing and teaching about it.
Because?
And that mix.
Why the second part?
Because I was dating a young woman who was getting ready to dump me, and she said, you might be more interesting if you went to college.
Why does it have to do with a woman?
Truth.
A woman? What's up with that?
Well,
why is that?
I was just walking through the entire plot of Homer's Odyssey with someone, and it's all about a woman. If the story's worthwhile, there's a woman there.
Thank you, Warren.
Yeah.
That is true. Interesting, right now, your music. Describe, as people evolve in their musical taste, would you describe where you are right now?
Well, where I'm at right now is, as you say, I'm writing this Tom Petty book. I do some work in film. Just launched a big project with Stephen Van Zandt from Bruce Springsteen's band. So I'm involved in music.
Talk about that Van Zandt project.
It's a history of rock and roll curriculum geared toward middle and high school students, but really anyone can lose themselves. It's web-based, and you go to the website, it's teachrock.org.
Teach Rock, guys, can we put that up? I know we're doing post-production. teachrock.org. And what happens when you go on there?
When you go there, there are lesson plans that are certainly geared toward the teacher, but there are a tremendous number of resources. So, you know, our thinking is with music, what people tend to do is let's get instruments into kids' hands. When they have film in the classroom or literature in the classroom, their first thought isn't let's make them filmmakers, let's make them writers. They study the history of the medium. It doesn't happen as much with music. So with Stephen, what we're creating is a true history. It's more social studies than music-based. And so this is for kids who start to get drawn into popular music so that they can have a kind of sense for where it comes from, because a lot of kids do not learn that. Why did Aretha Franklin's Respect mean what it did when it came out? What was the context? And that's what we're really setting up. So when you go to this site, you'll see, among other things, you'll see Aretha on stage getting a Cashbox Award, and there's Martin Luther King at her side. We have a clip from the Merv Griffin show of Martin Luther King on Merv Griffin's show, talking about the civil rights in a context that you're not accustomed to seeing him. So it's a lot of rich historical materials, but a way to see that this music was not just an entertainment. It had all kinds of power to actually change the fabric of society.
But you know what's so interesting to me as I listen to you talk about this, Warren, is that because we know each other from our respective hometown, you know, Montclair, and around school functions, you know, I see you around and I think to myself, the little kids are around, and you get little kids interested, like, you know, your own and others. And as you talk about music in such a frankly scholarly way, I ask myself, how does he make it accessible to younger kids who would potentially have a harder time accessing what you just described? Because you do.
Well, we start at middle school, so we're not at the elementary level, though I think we can get there. But here's the thing. I don't think I need to make it accessible to them, because I think the music makes it accessible to them, and then they start to get interested. They're already studying things like the civil rights movement, the growth of the suburbs in post-war America. They have to look at that stuff in their history classes. If I can provide a different portal onto those same subject matters, and the portal involves popular music, they're going to come to me before they go to, you know, frankly, a dry textbook.
The potential for the internet, for social media to help drive this interest in the kind of music we're talking about.
Yeah, it's huge. You know, obviously. We've partnered up with Scholastic to really kind of promote this and get it out there. But so much happens at that, you know, it's crazy to call it a grassroots level, but it is a grassroots level on the internet. It's educator to educator, student to student. So you build this stuff, you work with partners like, you know, we've got ABC News, we've got Scholastic, we've got NYU. They help you, but then it's out there in that world. And if you build something that's good, it's really got a shot.
We did a lot of coverage on 25th and Stardom, a terrific movie. I guess it premiered at Sundance. It won a lot of awards there, but also our partners at the Montclair Film Festival. They premiered it last year. Darlene Love and a lot of backup singers were featured. How did you get connected with that?
I got connected because the producer, Gil Friesen, called his friend, Jan Wenner, who's the founder and editor of Rolling Stone, and publisher, I mean. And Jan said, call Warren and talk to him about your idea. And Gil said, I want to make a movie about backup singers. Now, you don't hear this typically. Usually it's, I want to make a film about, and then it's, you fill in the star's name. It's Elton John, it's Sting. So from the get-go, Gil had an idea that was unconventional. And I felt like my role was to keep going to him and saying, why do you want to make this?
Good question.
Because if you can drill into that, I mean, it was very instinctual for him, but as we drilled in, he was coming up with more reasons why he wanted to do this. And in those reasons were the heart of the film. This is a story about women in music. This is a story about gospel. This is a story about gospel music getting into popular arenas. You know, like with so much music, has a gospel feel to it that you would never associate with the church. It was that story. It was the story of, you know, living behind the star and really investing in an art despite the fact that you were destined to be anonymous.
Yes.
Like, does it stop meaning something because you're anonymous? And
Still
obviously
the
the
art.
message is, no, it continues to mean something.
Because there's a very talented backup singers. It's a great film. By the way, speaking of talented performers, you're going to be performing for us in just a couple seconds.
Yes.
What are you going to be singing?
I'm going to do a song from a record that I haven't recorded yet, but my last recording was my divorce record. So now I got to do a record of love songs because life carries on.
Yes.
And
this is called?
This one's called What You Do.
What You Do. Thanks, buddy.
Thank
Appreciate
you.
it. See you in town.
Thank you. The way you walk, you got my favorite eyes. I love all that you say and what you do. I love when you wake up and the clock's just hitting noon. I love all that you say and what you do. There's no one looking out for you, no one watching me, won't you? I'm not afraid to fall in love with you. Look into my eyes, won't you? I love it on the phone with you. I love the words you write. I love all that you say and what you do. What you do.
One-on-One with Steve Adubato at NJPAC has been a production of the Caucus Educational Corporation, celebrating 25 years of broadcast excellence, and by the New Jersey Performing Arts Center, in cooperation with NJTV and 134 WNET. Funding for this edition of One-on-One with Steve Adubato at NJPAC has been provided by the law firm of Gibbons P.C., Hackensack University Health Network, the Fidelco Group, Cohn Resnick, Fedway Associates, New Jersey Natural Gas, and by Berkeley College. Promotional support provided by the Star Ledger and NJ.com. Transportation provided by Airbrook Limousine, serving the metropolitan New York, New Jersey area.